and over again for a very long time. Paris 2024 was a disaster waiting to happen. I'm very glad because I was on set. I was in the studio a couple of days before the commencement of the Olympics, and we share a number of thoughts there. So for me, I particularly was not surprised by what the outcome was because I knew it was going to be. I always sympathize with two categories of people. One, Nigerian sports enthusiasts who are so optimistic about what level of preparation we have. Feeling to the emotion at the moment, it didn't work out for them. I know we're still going to go specific, but as a person, I am not surprised by the outcome because you cannot give what you don't have. Thank you.
Okay, we'll quickly take this commercial. We're back.
Please stay on the line, sir.
No problem.
Yes, welcome back. We still have veteran sports analyst Mr. Kunle Oluwusi. We've been trying to review Nigeria's performances. They just concluded Olympics together. Now, sir, in your own view, what do you think happened with the athletes?
Yeah, thank you very much because of that question. I want to say that a number of us don't know what it takes to excel in sports. There are some things that you prepare so well, and something will just go wrong at the last minute, and you will miss it. If you permit me, let me share what I discovered with one veteran sports journalist who is going to be with the Lord, Uncle Fabio Debo. We were on set one day at OGTV. I was talking about the finals of Ghana Nigeria 2000 African Nations Cup, where we drew with Cameroon, and the game was going to be settled by penalty kicks. And one of our players, Victor Ikeba, to be precise, is still alive, took one of the penalty, but its shot hit the crossbar and bounced back into the field. And that was how we lost the cup to Cameroon. And the uncle was telling me and said that, look, it takes a split of a second for any action in sports to take place. And you just have to accept the result, be it positive or negative. I watched the semi-finals of the 110 meter sport of Toby Amoshon. I discovered one thing. She took off slightly late and she could not catch up with her colleagues again until the end of the race. I was telling somebody, if the same set of people were to run a game in the next 2 weeks or maybe in another 1 month, I would not be surprised if Toby Amoshon finished first in that race. It's just, especially athletics, it's just momentary. You're talking of a race of 10, 11 seconds. Anything can happen. So I think for that, I would put in so much over a long period of time. But I said, that's why I told you initially I sympathize with those individual artists who missed it at the last minute. But as a nation, collectively, I have no sympathy because we got what we deserve.
We deserve after spending naira.
How do you spend 12 billion naira? Do you spend 12 billion naira in 3 months or you spend 12 billion naira in 4 years? There's a difference between, I mentioned it on this channel before and I will not be tired of saying it. Except as a nation, we develop what is called sports culture and separate sports promotion from sports development. There are differences between the two. All we have been doing over the years, okay, Olympics, and they won't do anything until about 3 to 6 months before that time. They prepare a budget, send it to the presidency, get that for 2 weeks, and go and compete with other nations of the world that have been preparing the last 4 years. There's a difference between the two. Oh, in fact, the sports minister also admitted this some time ago when I was watching this interview on this channel that our sports in Nigeria is too competitively inclined, I'm quoting him. So what we just barely do is to prepare for competition. We don't have a culture of sports development. Our leaders have not seen that there's a great potential in sports to play career for thousands and thousands, if not millions of people, and generate income foreign exchange for our country. So you're talking of 12 billion naira spent over 3 months, or you're talking of 12 billion naira that is supposed to have been spent over 4 years. Some nations are spending their own over a long period of time to get maximum result. We are doing short-term exercise. That's the difference.
All right, thank you very much, sir. You will recall that when the Minister Eno, addressed the press and addressed Nigerians when it was apologizing, he mentioned what he just said now, and it has been the same story with the time of Sunday Dare, the times of the previous ministers who were there. Now, is it impossible for us to make sport and sporting a lifestyle instead of having these, short-term preparations when a tournament is approaching? Why is it difficult for us to break loose from that cycle?
You see, thank you very much for that question once again. That's where leadership comes in. Leadership at the local government level, at the state government, at the national level. Look, it has to be a national. Look, I watched the sports minister on the channel. I won't mention the channel a couple of days ago. The anchor person just asked the minister a simple question. He said, "Can we declare a state of emergency in our sport?" The man said yes. Because as a nation, we have to create that culture. As you look at all 99%, if not 100% of all American athletes, ditto some other serious nations, are all college graduates. You cannot separate sports from education. That's where you can create the culture. It has to be a national policy, just as we're driving our system, we're driving our health system, our energy system, we're driving our petroleum. It's because they have not seen the potential in it. That's why it is kept in the background. Many of my colleagues have said that by the time you are selecting ministers who will be in charge of this and that, they will not look for anybody put him in sports. Because we have not seen the potential in that field. If we identify that we can create a culture, the government can help. See, it's the government that will take the initiative and say, look, I have discovered that we can tap plenty resources for sports, just as we can get in oil and some other clients. So let us develop a sports culture. Look, I ask you, I put it across to you today. How many primaries? Let's talk about our state, Ogun State.
Okay.
How many primary schools in Ogun State has a sports field, or secondary school for that matter? Let alone tertiary institution. How many of does our curriculum contain sports? Is included in the curriculum? Look, check the profile of all the athletes from all the big nations of the world. There are about 70% of them are all college graduates. What does that tell you? In our school system, sports is incorporated. So just as you study your mathematics, you study your chemistry, you study your physics, your history, you also study sports. There you can develop a career along the line.
Okay. Now, in your own opinion, do we have what we can call grassroots sports development? Do we have it?
Yeah, we are still saying the same thing. We don't have.
Okay.
We
So
used to have, but we no longer have.
how can we improve on this?
Good. You see, if to develop sports required humongous amount of money, plenty money. That's why an individual can only try. It is the company that can run it. The private company can support. Look at what Mr. Kuleshoname is doing somewhere in Ogun State. The sports complex built somewhere is in Kenya or somewhere. There's a time in this country that almost all private companies in Nigeria have sports club. First Bank had basketball team, football team, name it. Even Housing Corporation of Ogun State has a football club. Other corporation has a football club. ICC is a government-owned company in Ibadan. They have a football club. And so on and so forth. So it is a collective effort. The government will take the lead. Private companies will get involved. When I say government, it has to be federal, state, and local government, and communities will also get involved in it. That's why it is going to be a culture that will develop, that will be part of our life. I gave an example some time ago. I spoke to a friend who is based in Canada. He said, for every 3-kilometer radius in the community, there is a sports center. How many sports centers do we have in Ogun State? Can we classify Ijeja Stadium there as a sports center? Let alone MK Abela Stadium. It's not that it could not be done. It was done in this country many years back. When competitions are thriving, I can name a number of some individual pumping their money. There's what we call Ashutoba Cup in Lagos that table tennis, national table tennis every year. Well, that was also involved. We have all Nigerian table tennis championship. We have 7 at mobile track and field was taking place in Nigeria. Excuse me, some time ago. So it could be done, but no individual alone can do it. There has to be a collective effort by government at all level, the private business owners, individuals that are buoyant enough, that are sports inclined, like the late Chief Kirabala, late Iwayam, and also others. Even our own Israel Majesty Oshide sponsoring handball sometime many years in the past. So that's where you can generate the talents from. And as you take them, then you now groom them over a long period of time to become world beaters. Did something similar in the past in this nation, we can still do it again.
All right. Rena Wakama, the coach of the basketball team, was named the best coach of basketball at the tournament. Let's look at the role that coaching and training played in Nigeria's performance at the Olympics.
Yeah, I want to say that, there are so many reasons for picking individuals for awards. You see, the organizers just look at, they don't consider so many factors and say, look, this is an indigenous coach, gather players together, and for the very first time they were able to reach the quarterfinals of the Olympic Games. And let us appreciate the effort of these individuals. That's all about that. But I want to say that you cannot underplay or undermine the role of coaching in any sports. Very, very, very critical. I mean, examples are found all over the place where the coaches have positive influences on their athletes. If you watch the Olympic Games very well, you see most of the athletes, especially those who win medals, be it gold, silver, or bronze, you see them after winning, they either go and in fact, majority of them will go and embrace their coach first. or their loved ones, their husband, and their wife, or whatever family members of the case may be. The role of coaches on the plate, because they have seen the nitty-gritty of these games. Some of them have been experts themselves who have taken part in the sports before, and they know what it takes. And sometimes when the athlete is performing, they identify the error, the gray areas, and they're the one that call the athletes to order. Do it that way. You see situations. Even look at our own Yetunde Ogunleye, who represented, who won gold medal for Germany in hammer throw. She got the gold medal with her last stroke. That tells you the influence of. You see, most of them go there to embrace their coach because the coach has positive influence on them.
Okay. Sir, we need you to stay on the line. We want to run off on a break, please.
I will.
Okay. Still morning flight on OGBC 90.5 FM. We've been reviewing Nigeria's performance at the just concluded Olympics. Our sport analyst, veteran sport analyst, is here with us, Mr. Kunle Oluwuse. Time now to open the lines for your contribution on the show 0803 437 9453 or 0815 032 026. 0803 437 9453 or 0815 032 0226. Yes, while we await the calls. Now, sir, what improvements do you think Nigeria could make to ensure better performance at future Olympic Games?
Thank you very much. I like to say that I made a classification between sports promotion and sports development. I want to say it very clear because I have the opportunity now to create a sports culture in our society. We need to invest a lot of money in it. We need to invest in infrastructure, training facilities for these athletes. These athletes will have to sponsor them. Some of them scholarship to go and study in universities where sports is encouraged. We need to ensure them. And we need to also help them to be able to build a career. That's how we can create that culture. And there's no way we can live out the school system. Sports must be part of our curriculum from the primary school, possibly nursery and primary school, to the tertiary level.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
We're fine, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Akula say good morning, sir. Good morning, my brother. Thank you very much. You, in fact, ordinarily one should not even say anything in addition to all that you have said. The only thing I just want to say is that we have to look at our laws as a blessing in different areas of life. Number one, maybe this will ginger us towards sports development. Maybe those who are in government will now see the need to develop sports. Maybe those who are in government can now wake up to their responsibilities to the use of this nation through sports. Maybe. And maybe of so many things. Maybe we will stop praying instead of practicing. We believe too much in prayers. And we do not believe at all in work. The injunction is work and pray. Is that right? We believe in prayer. We don't believe in work. And the terrible thing is that you are going to find people justifying our worklessness as a defense of their prayerfulness. Prayers without work can never produce anything good. And I'm pained. I am pained. Good morning. That's where I come from, Ota.
Thank you, comrade, for your submission.
0803-437-9453 and then 0815-032-0226. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. Same here.
You were saying my mind when the last caller called. Yes, because I always say this. The national manager finished 2 years ago at Grammar School. For 6 years, especially that school, no single exam sport. That's why they picked it. In fact, I was hoping that to be able to within that coach. But me, I suggest that I guess that because of the performance of Nigeria killed her moral. But the fact to me that why don't we start practicing from now? Instead of our final village approach, I just hope our sports sector to get this right. Because going up and seeing wonderfully well performance in sports are now, in fact, it's very painful. No matter now, huge money to spend. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Jonade.
0803-437-9453, 0815-032-0226. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Sir.
Good morning, Mr. Good morning, actually. Mr. Emmanuel and
Debo and Kemi.
good
to have you.
So I'm just coming on my from what I've just had from the battle and like a photo will not be different. The Saturday, it is Allah Estabora, work and pray. Pray without work, just push for things. And it will not give any result. Practice and practice and practice. Then start from the classroom. Start from the work. Train at least from the primary school. That's all I want to say this morning. I am still waiting for the shower.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. 003-437-9453 and 0815. All right, Mr. Lewis, you want to react to those calls before we take more?
No, not necessarily. I think they've made very positive contributions.
Okay.
If you look at it, we're almost saying the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I agree with them. I mean, you can't just be praying and not working. They say heaven helps those who help themselves. The Bible also encourages us to work. and it's important that's what we're talking about. Everybody will wish that we win gold medal in all the events. It doesn't work that way. It's not magic. It is a combination of hard work plus the grace of God.
Mr. Lewis, as a veteran, 12 billion naira spent over 3 months, 12 billion naira spent over 4 years. What is the duration of preparedness that can give results in such a big tournament?
There's an old cliche that you prepare for the next Olympics a minute after the conclusion of the previous one.
Wow.
So that's it. So I when I say culture, if you develop a sports culture and identify your talent, like the sports minister said, he said Gateway Games that will take the hosts in January next year will be a talent hunt for Nigeria. Fine. If you get all those talents, what do you do with them? You have to develop them over a long period of time, and they will become winners, or they become champions, and they become stars. Preparation for the Olympic Games take 4 years. Whether you like, certainly it has to be staggered, it has to be scientific, it has to be structured, and you prepare them, you monitor, you expose your athletes to competition constantly. And these things are very easy. Most of those races have times. You can determine the number of times that your athlete is recording. How long does it take to run 100 meters? I think the winner did it in 9.97 or what. So as your athletes are preparing there, you begin to know. That's why I told you when we started. If Toby Amuson competes next month, he will see the test. Because sometimes if you are not emotionally balanced and you go out there to compete, you probably not do well. Not because you don't have the skill, not because you don't have the talent, but as there are external factors that will affect you at that moment. That's the problem. Look at, I think one of our ladies also finished number 4. Is it one of the events I can't represent 200 meters or what? So what we're saying is that it has to be, the preparation takes a very long time. I mentioned it when I came to the studio some time ago. In 1980, we won the African Nations Cup, and we won then and won. I was talking to Chief Shekwade, but we're still very much alive. He told me that team prepared for 9 months. The African Nations Cup